I was saying this earlier, Adam. I don't know if you're here, but I appreciate how many pieces are undergated, especially like the red and the blue ones. You always get stress marks. Um, so it's been really nice to not have to worry about that all the time. Yeah, I'm surprised every time. Like, why there's so many pieces that are undergated, but also like why don't they do this more often? This should just be like how all kits are. I mean, there must be some technical reason why they can't do that. Maybe it's more difficult. Like I assume. Okay, actually, I have an idea. I know one of the problems with like these are injection molded, right? Like what they do to make these runners or sprues is with like, yeah, right, like you have much less nub marks, but I think I'm guessing the problem is just making sure they have like actual like quality prints coming out. So the way that they make these is by getting a big metal mold of like the negative, and then they inject like thermoset plastic into the mold. And even this is like opening different gates and then injecting different colors. So this is all like one piece, but they have the ability to control like where what goes where. But with undergating, I'm assuming it's probably harder to get the plastic to where it needs to go. So maybe there's issues with like air pockets or like bubbles that you wouldn't have with like normal like big gates that go like directly onto the part. The mold making was part of your undergrad. Yeah, so I bet you really appreciate like all of the advances that they've made. I mean, like even with like the perfect grade unleashed, they have like parts that appear to have been like co-molded together, where it's the same with like some of the older RG frames, right? Where you cut the frame off. Um, true, yeah. The material that they're using also affects. There's just so much that goes into it. Like it's insane, and like the level of uh like precision that goes into these model kits, where it's like hundreds of thousands of like. I mean, just the way that they fit together. It's insane. Yeah, co-molding, overmolding for like we don't see it as much for real grade kits, but it used to be in the older ones where they had the I forget what it was called. They called the frame something, um, and that ended up being kind of like the weak point